Well, here we are back at Max's Garage Mahal. Got a new product we're going to try. This is the old tried and true Ryobi One Plus system. That all their Ryobi 18-volt batteries interchange with all of these, and it's like a bunch of different models of tools. They've got drills and saws and you name it, they've pretty well got it. And I mean, they got fans, and they've got saws that are like Sawzall type, and I mean flashlights, you name it, they've got all kinds of things. And we decided we're going to try one of these things out, and we've seen some good reviews about them and some not so good, so we decided we'd go ahead and give one a try. So this one hasn't been opened yet, as you can see. Still got the tape on it, and we're about to open it right now. So let's get the old Max's Garage Mahal tape off my pocket here, and we're going to cut this tape out of here. See just what it looks like on the inside. See what the contents are, and see how well it's packaged. Usually all the products I've bought from Ryobi so far have been packaged really well, and they've I've never had anything come in damaged from them yet, but well, you never know. So I'm going to take a look at this. By the way, I picked this up just to show you that I did purchase this on my own. I purchased this at Home Depot, and I paid, like with tax, 150 bucks. It's a 13-inch trimmer. So this is not a sponsored video. This is a Max trying this out on his own. And Ryobi, if you would like for me to test some of your other products, I am available to do so. I will tell you right now that I will abuse them. I will put them through their paces, won't cut them any slack, and I'll report how they work, how well they work, whether they work. And I realize that every manufacturer's products, there's a certain amount of a certain percentage of failure, and no factory in existence today can state that there's otherwise, because let's face it, everything's human made. No matter how many robots you have out there in the world, it's still, everything's operated by humans. It's built by humans. So there's going to be failures. Okay, there's the battery charger, and there's the battery. Comes with a 4-amp-hour battery. It's a good looking battery. Has very little charge, and that's normally where they come. They come in a storage capacity, storage charge. So we're going to do this. We're going to actually charge that on this charger, and then we'll take that thing and we'll put it on some of my other Ryobi chargers we already have, and just see if one charges it further than the other, because I've got 3 of these chargers and one doesn't charge them up as far as others. So going back to percentages of failure, once in a while you're going to have one that just doesn't act like the other. Sort of like people. Machinery are not always perfect, and it does show we have power. And let's see if this thing is going to start charging. And it is charging. That's a good thing. So it's going to take a while for that to charge. So let's go ahead and assemble this thing. And we'll check the parts list to make sure it's all here. And after we get that checked out, we'll go ahead and put it together and see if it's going to run. And what I'll do is I'll grab some of my other batteries And we'll go ahead and give this thing a test real quickly, just to make sure the motor's going to work. And then we will, then after that's charged up, we'll go ahead and use the battery that came with it, rather than one of my batteries that I already have. And that way too, it'll be a true test of what was in the box. To me, when I see these people use batteries they already got and things like that, it's not really a true test of the contents in the box. I'd rather see what is going to happen with that content. So let's see what we have here. We have these edging head with blades. We have 2 of those. And we're going to review to win. Really, I didn't know that you could win anything, so hey, what the heck. Comes with your just some propaganda. Okay, that's probably not a good word for it, but really it's just information. It's just informational material here. Here we have the operator's manual. We have it in English, French, and it looks like, oh, I don't know what some of these languages are. So let's see if we can find one in a language I understand, and that would be this one right here. And this is the Queen's English. So this is the one we're going to go by. And let's see here real quickly. All right, here you go. And it's going to have you a little assembly chart here. So we have the head. We have the battery end, which has your switches and all those goodies on it. And I'm going to believe that this is just going to stick right down here like this. Let's see. It's got some notches here, right here, that you line up with a slot right in here so that you can't get the contacts, negatives and positives, mixed up. That's a good thing. Push it down until it connects, and it's looks like it's going to have a good contact because you have to really push it in there real hard. And then you lock that in place with this big nut right here. Then we're going to put the guard, which this guard also, one of the things that was interesting about this guard is it has a wheel that you can use to help it operate as a trimmer for your edging, and that's a neat little thing. I've got, and I've used now for about 3 or 4 or 5 years, something like that. I've got a Works brand 20 volt. It's been really a great little tool, and we're going to use that Works to compare this machine to the Works. So Ryobi, I'm going to tell you on the front end here, dudes, this better be a good machine because it's going to have to stand up to what the Works. The Works still works great. That's W-O-R-X, and it still W-O-R-K-S's really well. So anyway, I've got all these Ryobi batteries, and a company wanted me to test their batteries. So I didn't have a string trimmer to test their brand of batteries, and now that I do, I'll be able to better test their next series of batteries they sell me. And when they do, we'll test those as well, and we will test them like we did before. We'll just run the heck out of them, and we will make sure that we give them a real hard test so that they pretty much so that we know that those things are doing the best they can, and that they will stand up to the abuse that we're going to put on them. And we are going to abuse them, as I said earlier. So let's see. I didn't really bring a screwdriver, so let me run and grab a screwdriver. And since it's going to be a while for that battery charges, then I'll grab a screwdriver. I'll be right back, and I'll also grab another battery just to test this thing with. Okay, we're back. Thought we'd go ahead and continue with Ryobi. We got a Ryobi screwdriver here, and I've tightened up a couple of screws already. And I don't remember last time I charged this battery. It's probably been, oh gosh, I probably used this thing, probably charged it about 3 or 4 months ago. And since it's a screwdriver, and I've been pretty ill, I haven't really used it that much. So let's see. This is pretty much what she's going to look like right here. And that's with the trimmer head on it, trimmer edge cutter. This is the safety, keep the string. This right here is pretty neat. This allows you to turn it from a trimmer. That makes it a trimmer. And then if you want it to become an edger, you just do that, and you just stick it, put it on there with your foot, and that does it all at one time, just like that. So, tell you what, let's go ahead and stick a battery on here, and we'll see how that thing sounds. So we've got a Ryobi battery here. It's a P102, 24 watt hour. So that's plenty big enough to run a string trimmer, because this is what they used to come back in the day, come with. So we're going to have to hold down the dead man switch here, and then you pull your trigger right here. So that's where we're at right now. See what we got going on here. Alrighty. So, string's out too far, that's okay, because it'll cut it off eventually. And I've got this thing on low. So let's go ahead and see what we can tear up here. That's on low. That's pretty tough wire right there. So we're ready now to go out and cut some grass. So far, I can't say I'm all that impressed. Maybe I will be here shortly. We'll turn around and going down the drive there a ways, and we'll see what we can figure out. Well, so far guys, I'm going to give this thing a huge fail. It's really, the motor sounds healthy, but you see this movement right here in his head? That makes this thing, plus a single wheel instead of a double. The Works has a double wheel, which gives it a great deal of rigidity and stabilization, and it really stays right where you aim it, and you can walk with it as fast as you want to. This one right here, I'm going to take you in just a moment and I'm going to show you what's going on. This movement in this head allows this thing, and not only that, not only does it swivel, it also floats sideways and it won't lock in place any tighter than that. So that, to me guys, is what I'd call a fail. Ryobi, hate to tell you this buddies, but this 18-volt lithium Ryobi 13-inch trimmer, I think you need to go back to the drawing board, and if you got one that once you place this head in lock and it doesn't move around, then if you'll send me one to replace this one the next day or two, then we'll try it again, and if the next one's better, then we'll make sure that all my viewers see that and they understand why I'm giving this a fail. Now, as far as the motor, right out of the box, it cuts plenty good. The little 80 thousandths string, it's holding up fair, but as you can see, this is the first cut of the year for a trim, so this is really not a good test for it. But it does let us know that it's probably going to be just fine. It doesn't have any play in the bushings on the motor. That's a good thing. So I'm going to just give this a fail, guys, and as soon as I'm going to lay this thing down right here in the drive. Maybe no one will come by here and run over us while we're trying to show you how that looks, but bear with me for just a moment, and we're going to walk this now. Let me lower this head a little bit. I know you guys love my film because you see it just like I see it, and I just absolutely don't hide anything. It's just what you see is what you get. Now, what I'm about to show you is, you see how that edge, see that real wide spot right in there? That's where the trim line, you see it right through here? That's where the trim line, see how bad this is? Trim line absolutely pulls that slack around on that head, and it has both a radial and a fore and back. Look at that. Well, that's terrible, isn't it? You certainly couldn't charge somebody to do that. Of course, this is residential, this is my own lawn, but at the same time, man, that's terrible. Just wanted you guys to ride along with me and get a look at this trim job. Let's turn around here real slowly and look down through here and see if we can see how bad this looks if we back up a little ways here. Now look down that line, and I don't think there's any one of us who would accept that. So again, Ryobi, I think you need to go back to the drawing table on this thing and try to get that fixed. So if you get that thing fixed, I believe you're going to have a good little tool. And I don't know how long you've been out with this tool. It's been quite a long while, so you've had plenty of time to fix that in your factory. So okay guys, I'll give you a summation here shortly. Okay, here we are back, and we're looking at the Ryobi P2080 13-inch 18-volt One Plus trimmer. And as I was telling you outside just a few moments ago, the problem I'm seeing here with this particular unit, and again, it may just be that may just be this one unit. If you can see this actual movement here, this is in line with the trimmer cord here. That's not too bad because that just allows it to go in deeper and shallower. That's not a good thing, but it does allow that to happen. The problem is you can see this movement here, and this allows, as this goes down beside your concrete drive, walk, curb, whatever, this allows this to pull this radial movement, and it makes it cut over rather than cut a trim line, you know, 1/2 inch or so, or 1/4, 3/8, whatever you're looking for. This makes it pull out there and give you 1.5 inches, sometimes 2 inches. And this is just my observation for those of you that may be looking at purchasing one of these. This one's going to go back to the store. It also ran with a 24 watt-hour battery on it. It ran about, let's see, I think it's 175 feet to the street. And I've got a 15-foot piece up, so let's say I'd say it's 150 foot, and a 15-foot area up to the next landowner. So that's 165. And then I've got the opposite side of the drive, which is only about 20 feet, a little curved area there. It's about 185 foot on a 24 watt-hour battery. That's not as much as I expected. I expected this Ryobi to go a lot farther. It did not. So again, as much as I love my Ryobi tools, Ryobi, on this P2080 machine you have here, I'm going to have to give you an absolute fail for quality. For looks is great. Looks is absolutely wonderful. Everything on this thing, you can tighten it down and it's still loose. I will give the dead man and the trigger, it works great. The 2-speed thing works fine. And other than that, I don't know how good the battery and the charger is going to be. Most likely it'll be just fine. But I don't really think there's any sense in going any further with this test and review. So again, and I've said it probably already a dozen times, and I shouldn't say it that often, but I'm going to call this video an end. I am going to go ahead and give a shout out here to Mr. Ed Covington at Charlie's Auto Body, Charlie's Auto Paint and Body, Searcy, Arkansas. Phone number is 268-1929. 268-1929. If you're in the immediate area and you need any body work done or any type of painting, Charlie's Auto Body, give Mr. Ed Covington a shout. He does a fantastic job, and he'll do a good job for y'all. So again, thank you for coming by Max's Garage Mahal. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up down there. And just over to the side of the thumbs up is the subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe and bell. The bell will give you notifications when a new video is coming up. So we appreciate you once again coming by Max's Garage Mahal. Y'all come back and see us now. You hear?